Our next speaker is Belen Obayeka, who is the Brand Citizenship Director and Brand Management for Walt Disney. Please welcome to the stage, Belen.
Thank you. Hello. Hi. Hello, everyone. Okay, so let's start. When I was a child, I wanted to be a boy. And I wanted to be a boy not because I felt attracted to girls or because I felt I was born in the wrong body, which could have been. I wanted to be a boy because I didn't like what was typically intended for girls. I liked getting dirty. I liked playing Indians. I liked wearing trousers and everything that was related to boys. So I was lucky because there was a show on TV. You probably remember this show, The Little House on the Prairie. At home, when we were kids, we were allowed to watch 1 hour on TV per day. So we had to pick one story, one show, and my sisters and I, we picked this one. And so every day we watched this show for many years. And I felt represented in this show because the main character, like Laura Ingalls, if you remember, the ones that have my age or so, she was just like me, or I was just like her. Like she didn't like girl stuff. She liked getting in trouble. She liked playing with boys. So I felt represented with this show. And for many years, I felt I was like Laura Ingalls. I dressed like her. I played like her. And I felt I was like her. And this is the power of stories, right? That when the stories make us feel that we are part of them, that we are inside of them. The stories make us feel, have the power to make us feel that when it has nothing to do with us, suddenly it has to do with us. Stories have the power to make us feel the author or the protagonist, and that is why maybe we want to help Marley and Dory find Nemo, or we want to change the story in Lion King to avoid Simba's dad being killed in the stampede, right? We didn't like that part. Or Bambi. Everyone talks about Bambi and Disney, how cruel we are. So that's the power of stories. Stories are part of our being. Like humans have been telling stories for centuries. And what has changed is the way we tell stories, but not the power of stories. That has not passed. So why I'm saying that I was lucky to find myself represented in a show in The Little House on the Prairie. Why is it important for kids to find themselves represented in the stories they watch or they read? So this is something we are working a lot at Disney. Like, if I don't find myself represented in the stories that I read or watch, I might feel that something is wrong with me. And that's what happens with kids. So if I'm going through something, if something's going on with me, I have feelings, I don't see those representing the stories that I watch or read, it might be difficult for me to handle those. Because what I don't see, it doesn't exist, right? So same with our dreams. If we want to pursue our dreams, if we don't see those dreams represented in the stories that we watch, we probably won't be able to, we probably will abandon those dreams, right? And think of why there's such a low number of women in science or math. Think of stories that you watched in your childhood or read in your childhood that featured women in science. This is not coincidence. It's part of our responsibility as storytellers. So at Disney, since the beginning, we've endeavored to listen to our audiences in order to represent them all. But the context has changed, and a lot has passed. And when we started talking to our audiences 90 years ago, the context was completely different than now. We have been always trying to focus on children's well-being through our products, through our entertainment. But the concept of children's well-being has changed. It's not the same today than 90 years ago. So I want to show a trailer to look at Disney, the power of the brand.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you've come for.
The Walt Disney Company. Entertain the world.
Welcome to New York.
Singapore.
Argentina.
Asgard.
Moscow. Tokyo.
Radiator Springs.
Driven by a commitment to creativity, quality, technology, and originality. One magical moment at a time.
Come on.
Cow! Look at all this stuff. Pooh? Christopher Robin.
I need something that I want. I need everything. I see something that I want. Something that tells myself I need something that I want. And I need everything I see.
Boo! 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 Boo!
How wonderful.
Okay. So I wanted to share this with you to see how much power we have as a company to influence positively in our audiences. So this is our commitment. We want to positively influence in millions of kids. We have the power to enter homes every day with our stories and characters, so which is our responsibility there as storytellers. So as I said, we try to make all our audiences feel represented and also influence positively in kids so that they can find their full potential. So how do we do this? Let's talk a little about that. So to start with, diversity is part of our organization. We are an open cultural organization, and this is very important because diversity is what allows us to innovate, to have curiosity, and to give free rein to creativity in order to really represent all our audiences. Respect for diversity inside is valuing the differences and skills of each of our collaborators and really use singularity as a value to really make new stories and positive stories. So this is part of our organization, and we are very, very strong on diversity. Let's see some examples of how we do it. What are the content that we are creating? Coco, you probably saw this film, and if you didn't, you should. It's a great story about cultural expression, cultural diversity. It's the story of Miguel, a little boy who, in spite of his family's old generation band to music, he wants to become a musician. And so to prove his talents, he's going to go through many things, and he's going to end in the land of death, of the dead, sorry. And he's going to go through an extraordinary journey that has to unlock the story of his family. So it's very interesting how Pixar created this story because they were very honest. They traveled to Mexico. They spent a lot of time in different towns, understanding the traditions. And they were very open when they started writing the film and they had the script and the film. When we sent feedback to them, they were very open to receive this feedback from our local teams in Mexico and change things in the music and the story. So this is a story that was created with a lot of respect and authenticity. Sorry about my pronunciation. So this is one of our examples. It's an example of how a company needs to deepen in the local to become truly global. And we really believe that this is important, to take the cultural story of Mexico to the whole world. Healthy living is part of our strategy. It's a very, very key part of our business strategy. But talking about content, I don't know if you know Doug McStuffin. This is a show in Disney Junior. This is also a story that was created through strict guidelines to benefit areas of child development, social, cognitive, physical. And, well, it's a story of Doug McStuffin, a girl who, playing doctor, she takes care of his plush animals and toy clinic. And kids love it, but also parents and doctors. We have had a lot of positive comments about this story, because kids, through this story, they get the first concepts of hygiene and medical care and health. And doctors have said that their job has become easier revising kids after the kids watch this story. So emotional intelligence, I don't know if you've seen Inside Out. This is also a story of Riley, an 11-year-old girl that's going through many changes, and she has a lot of things going on with her. And the movie is starred also with the 5 emotions inside of her head: sadness, joy, fear, disgust. And it's a very interesting story because it collaborates with the construction of emotional intelligence in kids through the understanding the mechanisms that determine it. So I want to share with you a little trailer it's an old film, you probably saw it, but this also represents me and my husband. So talking about representativeness, I want to share with you this fun trailer. Let's see if we can put it there.
So, how was the first day of school?
It was fine, I guess. I don't know. Do you ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
Did you guys pick up on that?
Sure did.
Something's wrong.
We're gonna find out what's happening, but we'll need support. Signal the husband.
With a nice pass over to Reed, comes across center ice.
Uh-oh, she's looking at us. What did she say?
What? Oh, sorry, sir. No one was listening.
Is it garbage night? We left the toilet seat up. What? What is it, woman? What?
Signal him again.
So, Riley, how was school?
You gotta be kidding me.
For this, we gave up that Brazilian helicopter pilot?
School was great, all right?
What was that? I thought you said we were gonna act casual.
Riley, is everything okay?
Sir, she just rolled her eyes at us.
All right, make a show of force. I don't want to have to put the foot down.
No, not the foot.
Riley, I do not like this new attitude.
Oh, I'll show you attitude, old man.
No, breathe.
What is your problem? Just leave me alone.
Sir, reporting high levels of sass.
Take it to DEFCON 2.
DEFCON 2.
I don't know where this disrespectful attitude came from.
You want a piece of this, Pops?
Yeah, well, look.
Prepare the foot.
Keys to safety position. Ready to launch on your command, sir.
Just shut up!
Fire!
That's it. Go to your room.
The foot is down. The foot is down.
Woo! Good job, gentlemen. That could have been a disaster.
Well, that was a disaster.
Come, fly with me, Cachinha.
Okay. So Another example of how we are trying to put diversity into our stories is Black Panther. And this is a great story about T'Challa, who has to go back to become a king after the death of his father, to Wakanda, his nation, and he's gonna have to fight enemies and prove his temple. But the nice thing about the story is that it's a predominant black cast. It talks about cultural heterogeneity among people from African descent, and it highlights black women also depicted in the film as queens, warriors, and scientists. Very important. But mainly because this film showed that a blockbuster can be, it broke a stereotype that said that blockbusters were never casted by black people. And this has been one of the top 10 films so in the story of movies. So this is a great example of diversity and ethnic diversity. Female role models, this is a tough one. And you probably are thinking about princesses. This is a controversial thing. I work a lot around this in my job because we all know that we don't want any women waiting for a prince to save them. And even if I think the same, I don't really like the concept very much, we do understand that 90 years ago when we released Snow White, it probably made sense that a woman was waiting for a man or a different kind of woman, right? Women have changed, everyone has changed, men are trying to change, that's a joke. We are all changing. So our princesses have also changed. And now our princesses are Moana and Elsa and Anna in Frozen and Merida in Brave. And they are not waiting for anyone to save them. They are not waiting from anyone to help them. They go and pursue their dreams and go and save their towns. So these are our new princesses. Independent women, determined, strong, brave, and we also make fun of ourselves with our princesses. And I want to share with you a little part of a Wi-Fi Ralph movie where all the princesses are all together, and this defines a little what we also think about our old princesses. Let's see what.
Hi. Whoa, ladies, I'm a princess too.
What kind of a princess are you?
Do you have magic hair? No.
Magic hands?
No.
Do animals talk to you?
No.
Were you poisoned?
No.
Cursed?
No.
Kidnapped or enslaved?
No. Are you guys okay? Should I call the police?
Do people assume all your problems got solved because a big, strong man showed up?
Yes. What is up with that?
She is a princess.
Okay, so we have really changed our princesses, and we have new family role models, and we are really working around women empowerment. We feel this is a very important thing to tackle through our stories, as I said, so that girls can find themselves represented with all their dreams, with all their feelings, with all the things, girls and boys, but this is very important. And I'm showing this because we've had some studies. We didn't do these studies. Gina Davis Institute in the US, they made a study to show, for example, that after the release of Hunger Games and Brave, where both protagonists practiced archery, the practice of the sport grew a lot, was increased. They also surveyed in one of the institutes the girls that registered, and they registered because of these films, because of the protagonists. So this is very important. This shows that we need to work around these things in our stories, that whatever we show is going to be reflected in the consumption of our audiences. This is very important. And for example, in Argentina, you probably know Soy Luna, a show that was also very successful, and we didn't do any survey around that, but we know that skating also increased or was practiced more after the show. What else did I bring? Okay, so we are having our new Marvel film with a woman as the protagonist, Captain Marvel, the first Marvel hero, female hero. So this is also part of what's coming. And new family models. We also want to show that the family models have changed and that the family is, the model it's everything about the bond and not how the family is constructed. So this is a new series that we are releasing in Disney Junior called Nevis, Friends from Another World, which also shows two families from different planets that need to live together, and it's all about the differences, accepting the differences and diversity. And also Bia is going to be released in Disney Channel 2019. Very interesting series for young people, casted by actors from 8 different countries, so it's a multicultural cast, very interesting. And it also breaks a lot of stereotypes, and I can tell more about the series, but you will see when it's released how we are trying to tell different stories and show different realities. And in young people, this is very, very important, to show all kind of realities, personalities. We have a character with disability, which is also having a lot of repercussion because we have studied a lot the situation and want to be very respectful and authentic in the way we showcase that. So to end, and I think I'm good. We have a big responsibility, and as I said, we know we are one of the leaders in entertainment for kids, so we know that responsibility, leadership entails responsibility, and we take that very seriously. So we know we need to work better and harder to represent all our audiences, and this is the responsibility also comes with the opportunity, and we have the opportunity to help kids feel the protagonists of their lives, help kids to pursue their dreams, help reduce violence, disrespect, intolerance. This is so important, and it's our responsibility as storytellers. And so we have the opportunity to choose what stories we want to tell from now on. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Belen. Thank you very much. The first thing, what a great job you have. I'm actually watching a lot of those movies at the moment with 3 young girls, so it's quite interesting, particularly Inside Out. I have a 6-year-old who is all over that at the moment. So, and very interesting to see that a company in our sector is taking inclusivity so seriously and actually trying not just to ensure their company works that way, but actually what they're producing comes out that way as well. Yeah. So not just affecting media, but society as well. So does someone must have some questions for Belen out there, who would like to open our questions in our second session? Or are you still blinded by all the amazing videos and movies that you've seen with your children, or not yet seen, that you've marked down, like the Marvel one?
I'm waiting for criticism around princesses. I'm so used to that, so I can battle that. Nah, I won't.
Okay. Oh, well. Oh, is that one right at the back there? Yes, we have a mic that's coming to you right there. Thank you. I almost needed my glasses to see that far.
¿Es posible que haga la pregunta en español? Sí. Okay. ¿Para cuándo una princesa que no se enamore de un príncipe, que se enamore de otra princesa?
Oh, that's a... Should I answer in Spanish?
You can do Spanish, that's fine.
No, whatever. Do you want a Spanish? Answer in Spanish or English? To say. I can't say that. I don't know if we have a princess that's gonna... We did have a princess that didn't fall for a prince. It's Frozen. And love was all about sisters and not for a man. That's a big question that everyone asks. The company is going in that direction. I mean, it's going in that direction. As I said, we are trying to be representative. And this is a really big commitment that we have. But we also have to be very respectful of all our audiences. And our audiences are not all in the same don't have the same opinion. But we are not, we are showcasing many of the characters, as you've seen, gay characters in many of our series and shows. So this is not something that we don't want to, that we can't speak out. I don't know if we're going to have a princess soon that will fall in love with a princess, with a girl, but it might be. There's no project that I can tell you about, but I'm sure it's going to be soon, sooner or later.
The next step of progression, right?
Yeah.
The next step. Okay, any more questions out there? Okay, so a round of applause for our second speaker of the day, Belen. Yes. Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon.
Can I make a next question?
Yeah, of course you can finish it, sorry.
En español también, ¿no?
Sí.
Me voy a acercar aquí, ya que vengo de España. Javier Piedrahita de marketingdirecto.com. Quería preguntarte, ¿vais a sacar una plataforma ya mismo, tipo Netflix, con vuestras propias películas, para que no estén a lo mejor en Netflix, pero sí estén en vuestra plataforma? ¿Creéis que el cliente hoy en día, el consumidor, queremos tantas plataformas distintas en nuestros televisores, o no es mejor el camino una sola donde tengamos todo, para no liarnos tanto, para no estar todo el rato zapeando, buscando? Es decir, ¿creéis que ese es el camino? Ya sé que tenéis vuestros derechos, son vuestras películas, pero hay que pensar también en el cliente, en el consumidor, ¿no? Entonces, a ver, ¿qué piensas tú personalmente sobre eso?
Bueno, personalmente te puedo hablar abajo del escenario porque acá tengo que hablar en nombre de Disney. Pero está bien, pero está muy bien. No,
Disney,
no,
venga,
lo digo en broma, No es mi expertise. Yo puedo darles, o sea, lo que está buscando Disney es cada vez más ser consumer-centric, como todos, lo que el consumidor busca y quiere, y estamos buscando ser más eficientes en lo que le damos al consumidor. El análisis de ese negocio, de si conviene tener más plataformas, la verdad es que no soy yo la que lo hace y confío en los expertos que están trabajando en eso, pero entiendo tu punto. Creo que en algún punto esto se va a terminar resolviendo para el bien del consumidor, pero estamos todos de acuerdo con que el consumidor hoy busca la facilidad de tener todo junto y Disney tiene que resolver eso en lo personal también con todas las marcas que tiene. Entonces, pero es un buen punto. Pero igual aquí hay muchos expertos que no, de Disney y de ESPN que pueden contestar eso fuera de...
Muchas gracias.
Gracias por la pregunta.
Thank you
Bueno,
very
muchas
much. There we
gracias.
go. Thank you very much, Belen. Thank you.